Hi dear audience, hope you would be fine. In this short video we would be discussing the literature review. Actually, students have different confusions that what is literature review, and those particularly who are new to this field of the research, they are very feel themselves in a very difficult troubled situation. There is a misconception that literature is just to summarize what has already done. Therefore, I am saying it as a misconception. It is not just to summarize what has already been done on that area. It is basically to explore the things of that relevant field and trace out what has not been done. So definitely from going through that things that what has already been done, you would be able to know what has not been done. So it is, to some extent, it is to explore something what has been done and to explore what has not been done. So it's very critical moment of summarizing. It is very critical moment of exploring the things. So we would be discussing in this video that what is basically literature review, and what the things, if you are doing the literature review, what you have to keep in mind. And by the end of this we would be also discussing that how to give the references in your research, means APA format. There are different formats of citations, so by the end of this video we would be discussing that as well. So first we move to the definition of literature review. A literature review surveys books, scholarly articles and any other sources relevant to the particular issue, area of the research or the theory, or by doing so provides a description, summary and critical evaluation of these works in relation to the research problems being investigated. For example, if you are going to apply the Marxist theory on a particular work, then definitely you would be going to define that what is the Marxist theory. If you are going to apply the Lacan theory, the theory of Lacan, then definitely you are going to define the Lacanian theory, its postulates, and then definitely you are going to trace its relevance with what you yourself are going to explore in your field. So literature reviews are designed to provide an overview of the sources you have explored while searching a particular topic, and to demonstrate your readers how your research fits within a larger field of the study. Means you have a problem. If it's like that, our introduction is the introduction of our research problem. Then for that problem we do what? For example, if we are going to have some medical disease, that medical disease is a problem. So for that, to solve that problem, to investigate that problem, we do what? We do the exercise of treating different things on that disease. So for example, when a patient goes to the doctor, he says that I have done this medicine, but I could not be get cured. And then I have been to this doctor, he has suggested me this one. By that doctor I find the improvement, but by this medicine I did not got the improvement. So this is the survey. Literature means that what has been on your topic, which books you have read, and what was their findings, what was their limitations as well. For example, first you would be going to explore their findings and then their limitations as well. And their limitation is basically your research. Keep in mind that the limitations of the existing works is your research. So you have to trace out that gap, that where the gap is lying. So the purpose of literature review is to place each work in the context of its contribution to the understanding the research problem being studied. Then describe the relationship of each work to other works under consideration. Means more or less we follow the chronological order, or if not chronological order, in the sense I'm going to make it in the two forms. Chronological orders means the books which have been earlier, they should be stated earlier. For example, if we talk about Sigmund Freud, he is considered as the pioneer of psychology, but there have been people who have talked more before the Freud as well. So it's more like that, come first get first. So the person who has served that field the first, he should be mentioned first, and the person who came later on the chronological order, by chronological order we means the time span. And the other is the thematic chronological order. Thematics means, for example, in the initial understanding, psychoanalysis would be of the very simple definitions, but more on as this field developed, it grew more and more complex. So then we in thematic context we have to move from the simple understanding to the complex one. So definitely we have to by this 2 points, these 2 points says that we have to locate, we have to place the position of or the value of a work in a particular context, and then its relationship to others. For example, if we talk about the Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis, so first we would be going to explore that what was the psychoanalysis, how it contributed to the field of psychology, and then we would be going to argue that to what extent the psychoanalysis have affected or contributed in the other fields of, for example, psychology is interlinked with the sociology, psychology is interlinked with the economics, psychology is interlinked with the literature, psychology is interlinked with the culture, psychology is interlinked with the livings, style of living, style of wearing, style of moving, style of walking, style of talking. So where there is everywhere is the psychology. So first we are going to explore what is the psychology, and then what is its relationship with other fields as well. Then we have to identify the new ways to interpret the prior research as well. Means by this point we means that we reevaluate. For example, if someone has done his work on a particular field, he might not be critical to his work, but we are critical to his work. He considers his work as the best one, he considers his work as the end of that field, but we are going to negate, we are going to challenge it. It never means that we negate the things, we appreciate the things as well, but we are more critical rather than the just mere praising the things. So a theorist, a literary critic, a literary researcher is more critical, more objective, more judgmental, and looking the things which have been into the past. So definitely when someone is critical, then he reveals the gaps that exist in the literature, then he tries to resolve those conflicts among seemingly contradictory previous studies. Then definitely he has to locate himself that the man who has done this, it was his claim, but I do agree or do not agree with his considerations. So then he identifies his strong points of the scholarships to prevent the duplication of the effort, point out the way in filling a need for the additional research. Then by the end of your literature review, you also point out that what are the major flaws in this existing research. Therefore, you locate your own position. So locate your own research within the context of existing literature. Means your study is the very last beat of the existing literature. Beat means what we call that, we have that beads like we usually have wooden short beads. So this is the basically last beat of the existing literature on that particular area. For example, You are going to conduct a research on the Lacan. So you would be tracing out what is the Lacanian theory, what was the contribution of Lacan to the field of psychology, and then you would be going to explore that how the Lacanian philosophy has affected the study of literature, and then how Lacanian psychology influenced the mindset of the readers. For example, if he has given a concept of absence, presence, he has talked about sexual issues as well. For example, he has talked about sexual absences as well. So you are going to explore each and everything, means you have to facilitate your readers in a simple context that what is the Lacanian theory, basically what are its postulates and how it is explored in the research, and who one has already done work in the literature with particular reference to the field of theory of the Lacan. So then you have to develop a structure and the writing style of that. First of all, think about your literature review, that what is your for example, you were talking of the Lacan. So take this point, the Lacanian philosophy, psychology, its influence on the characters. So take the bits of your research from the bigger meta narrative, takes the things very short one. So the structure of literature review should be first it should be an overview of the subject in journal. For example, my area is of the cultural trauma post 9/11 fiction. So while writing the literature review, I started with the subject means post 9/11. So first I talked about the 9/11, then I talked about the post 9/11, then I talked about the theory of cultural trauma, and then I talked about that what are the significant issues which have been dealt wrongly. For example, my understanding is of the way that 9/11 fiction is unable, basically fiction is unable to replay the mediatic representation of media. For example, cameraman holds the camera on the falling things of the buildings of the 9/11, but so mediatic expression, representation of the 9/11 were different one, and the representation of 9/11 through fiction was a different one. So now, for example, I have talked in my very introduction that there were two modes of representation. One was the camera representation and other was the fictional representation, and the both representations are the different one. The camera representation and the fictional representation means the representation of 9/11 through fiction was a different one. So by this, as I have done a long work, I cannot go in detail. So the division of the works under review, one theme, it means this I have talked, means thematic categories. Make the thematic categories, the groups of different critics, one are standing on this side, the others are standing on that side, and then works that support a particular position, those and against, those offering alternative approaches entirely. Like this, you have to be very analytical. An explanation of how each work is similar and how it varies from the others. Definitely, you have, as you are very critical, so you are supposed to be going to point out that what are the similarities between all the works and what are the variables, and then conclusion to each pieces are the best considered in their argument, are the most convincing of their opinion. Definitely, when you are going to put the conclusions of the different articles, that's very convenient for the readers and make the greatest contribution to the understanding and the development of the the area of research. So, critical evaluation of the each work should consider the following things. Means if you are going to do a critical study, a literature review of an article, then keep the following things. For example, what are the author's credentials? What are the author's arguments supported by the evidence? Provenance means what he has used that evidences to support his argument. His primary historical material, case it was case study or it was narrative, statistics, recent. Whenever I myself review some article, I just first read the abstract, and from abstract we can point out that what methodology, what was his sample population, what was his methodology. For example, if you are going to write literature review, abstract of your study, then you are going to mention that which theory you have applied, whose model you have applied, and on whose text you have applied, and what are your findings. So from that literature you find out the studies, narrative, statistics, scientific findings, and then methodology, what the techniques have been used in that previous research to identify, gather, analyze the data appropriate to addressing the research problem. Was the sample size appropriate? You also become very critical about this. For example, if you are going to conduct a study, you cannot conduct a study on 10 students and generalize the student of findings of the 10 students on a whole scale in a district, in a country. So definitely for the representation of a particular generalization of the study, there should be an appropriate sample of the study as well. For example, if I say that 10 students, I conduct a research of 10 students in Iraq, and I generalize the results that in the whole Iraq the situation of the students while learning English is the same one. So this is very biased one. This might be very stupid one as well. So we have to keep on these things where the results is effectively interpreted are the reported, and then we have to trace out the objectivity as well. Is the author's perspective even-handed or prejudicial, or is contrary data collection, or is certain pertinent information ignored to prove that author's point? And then persuasiveness, which of the authors these are the most convincing or the least convincing? Value, and then value, are the author's argument and conclusions convincing? Does the work ultimately contribute in a significant way to understand the subject? Then there are the 4 stages of developing the literature review. One is the problem formulation. First you have to point out that what is your problem. Second is literature search. You mean search the relevant materials related to that, what are you going to be explored, and then data evaluation, what you have explored, then you apply that theory, your problem formulation, your theory on that data, and you explore that, and that the data analysis and interpretation, discussing the findings and the conclusions of the pertinent literature. So these are the stages. Number 1, problem formulation. Number 2, literature search. Number 3, data evaluation. And number 4, analysis and interpretation. This is not these are not the 4 stages of your research. These are the 4 stages of your developing literature review. So you have to by the time you also have to roughly ask your supervisor as well. For example, if your assignment is not very specific about what forms your literature review should take, seek clarification from your professor by asking these questions. Number, roughly how many authors should I include? If the literature, if you are conducting a research on the PhD level, then more than 100 or 80 articles should be included in a research. But if you are writing your assignment of 6 pages, then definitely you are more or less, you are 5, 6 your authors of the literature review are sufficient. Then what type of resources should I review? Books, journals, websites, scholarly versus popular sources. Then ask this question also: should I summarize, synthesize, or critique sources by discussing a common theme or the issue? Then should I examine the resources, evaluate the sources as well? Should I provide the subheadings? And all these are questions you are going to ask your supervisor. Here are the some problems the people usually ask about their topic to a different person who is not basically their supervisor. So for example, if you are having some question and you are going to ask me, as I am not your supervisor, so I will be giving the details according to my own understanding, while your supervisor's understanding might be the different one. So in that situation you might fall under a trap. So more or less, even those some people consider that their supervisors are hard on them. In spite of that, the supervisors always seems to be hard for their researchees. Have a good contact with your supervisor, as your supervisor is going to lead you to the destiny. So more find models in that literature. Use the exercise of reviewing literature to examine how the authors in your discipline are the area of means by others. You would be going to find a model that how the people work on their studies, and what sort of the models they have applied on their studies, and how you can means your predecessor researchers are basically more or less the models for you. So you follow those models, and by that you would be going to easily to reach the destiny. So read them to get a sense of the types of the themes you might want to look for in your own research, and to identify ways to organize your final review. And then bibliography are the reference sections of already research have help you out. I myself also more or less focus on the bibliography of the existing researchers as well, means to whom he has. For example, if you are going to look my research, just go on to my bibliography and see what the sources I have used in my research. So read the abstract, read the title, read the abstract, read the introduction, read literature review, read their findings and conclusions, and read their bibliography. So all these sections are very important for your literature review. Now as this reference citation is very much critical and important one as well. So